This video shows a tense felony plea hearing where the defendant, Jose Afran Pantoja, appears in court facing serious criminal charges related to deadly conduct involving a firearm. From the very beginning, the situation feels serious and high stakes, as the defendant is informed about the legal consequences of his actions, which could include years in prison and significant financial penalties. The hearing focuses on whether the defendant fully understands the agreement being made and the rights he is giving up by accepting the plea deal. As the proceedings move forward, both the prosecution and defense explain the terms of a negotiated agreement that places the defendant on deferred adjudication probation instead of immediate incarceration. The judge carefully reviews each condition to ensure that the defendant is making an informed decision. This includes waiving the right to a jury trial and accepting strict supervision requirements for several years. The discussion also highlights how a violation of these conditions in the future could result in severe punishment, including a possible prison sentence. Another major aspect of the hearing is the discussion of immigration consequences, as the defendant is not a U.S. citizen. The court makes it clear that this plea could have serious long-term effects, including deportation or restrictions on future immigration status. In addition, an affirmative finding related to family violence is addressed, which carries permanent legal restrictions and impacts the defendant's rights in areas such as firearm possession and family responsibilities. Throughout the hearing, the tone remains serious and procedural, emphasizing accountability, legal awareness, and the lasting impact of the defendant's decisions.
Hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, just 1 second. Excuse me, no talking behind the court reporter. If you want, you can move down to the end. All right, could you state your name for the record?
Cesar Chavez, license number 2203.
All right. Mr. Pantoja, all of the documents that I'm going to review with you are in English. Were you able to have those documents explained to you in Spanish?
Yes.
And counsel, do you speak Spanish?
I do.
And do you speak it fluently?
Enough so that he understood, but it also helped to have the interpreter, Judge.
All right. Mr. Pantoja, did you review a document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery and did you review that with your client?
I did.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Pantoja, did you review a document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Pantoja, did you review the document entitled Court's Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
All right, off the record for a moment. From reviewing the paperwork, he's not a citizen. Did you review with him the immigration issues?
I did, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, back on the record. Did you understand you're charged with the offense of deadly conduct firearm? That's a 3rd-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2. If y'all could please whisper, please. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
No contest.
Did you intend to give up those rights I've explained to you?
Yes.
And did you want to enter into a plea bargain agreement today?
Yes.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison, and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, and he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
He is.
Mr. Pantoja, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No,
No, no one.
Anyone promise you anything other than the plea?
no.
No, no one.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Of course, yes, I have.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
No.
No, I'm not.
Counsel, did you advise your client of the consequences of entering into a plea bargain agreement in this case as it relates to his immigration status?
I did, Your Honor.
Did that advice include possible consequences such as deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States, or the denial of naturalization?
It did, Your Honor.
Do you believe he understands the consequences of entering into a plea in this cause number and the impact it will have on his immigration status?
I do, and he does.
Mr. Pantoja, has your counsel advised you of the consequences of entering into a plea bargain agreement in this case and the impact it will have on your immigration status?
Yes.
Did that advice include possible consequences such as deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States, and the denial of naturalization?
Yes.
And do you understand the consequences of entering into a plea bargain agreement in this case and the impact it will have on your immigration status?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea bargain agreement, there's a $1,500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. There's to be no contact with Andres, Andres, Gutierrez Ramirez, or the address on White Rock Drive, San Antonio, Texas. And there's an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you understand with the affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, I do.
Did you understand with the affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, of course.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea bargain agreement?
Yes.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the paragraph with your attorney entitled Waiver of Appeal paragraph? Did you sign it? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
None heard, Judge.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 5 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation and 100 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, I do understand.
Then to the offense as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No.
No contest.
State, any evidence?
State offers states it's in the form of attachments.
We reviewed states one and all attachments we have in Judge.
All right, and state, have you had a chance to speak with the complainant?
He was informed the last contact, judge about the offer, and he's being contacted now, to let him know that the
And any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into States Exhibits 1 and attachments. The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, my client understands he made a mistake. He's looking forward to proving himself to court and society, and he hopes that you go forward with the plea bargain.
All right. Mr. Pantoja, I see that this police report, it has to do with children. Why were you going over there to see about your children?
I'm sorry?
Yes, it says the handling officer arrived and contacted victim. Victim's stepdaughter is the mother of suspect's children. So were you going over there? It says here, victim says suspect, which is you, exited the vehicle and approached him asking about his children. So what was the issue with your children?
Perdón?
No tengo ningún problema con eso.
No, I don't have any problems with my kids.
No, then why were you at that location?
Para verlo, pero que el niño me había dicho que el señor le había pegado.
I went to see them because the boy had told me that the man had hit him.
All right. So, Mr. Pantoja, I'm going to follow this agreement, but this is what you need to understand. If there is an issue with children, you and the mother of the children need to have a conversation. You don't go over to the house and do what you did. If you think your children are in danger, you pick up the phone, you call the police, and the police can do a welfare check. But you don't go over there and do what you did. Do you understand?
Sí, no fue cometiendo errores, no vuelvo a pasar.
Yes, I know I made a mistake and it's not going to happen again.
All right. No, you made a bad choice. All right. So are you employed?
Pues sí,
Yes.
What do you do?
en construcción,
Construction.
All right. And how old are your children?
5 y 3.
5 and 3.
Any drug or alcohol use?
No,
No.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. 5 years deferred adjudication, $1,500 fine. There's to be no contact with Andres Gutierrez Ramirez or the location on White Rock Drive. And Vashon, I know my accent is coming out. It's White, W-H-I-T-E, Rock, R-O-C-K Drive. And actually, Diane, I should be telling you my accent is coming out. All right, there's regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular UAs. 100 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once that's completed, your community service hours will be deemed satisfied. Proof of employment within 30 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. I'm going to want field visits 1 time per month for 3 months. Then it will be at probation's discretion. Is Child Protective Services involved in this case at all?
I didn't see anything in the file, Judge.
And there's an affirmative finding of family violence. Probation, is there anything else that's needed? Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
no.
No, no.
Right. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Sí,
Yes.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
See,
Yes.
Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yeah, of course I do.
All right, we can go off the record. In this court, probation is very difficult, so the deputies tell me. If you have an issue with probation, let your probation officer know. If you feel they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court and we will address it. Do you understand?
Okay.
Okay.
All right, d'accord, de nada.
Then,
That's the extent. I'm working on my Spanish.
it's good. Yeah.
All right,
thank you, Judge.
thank you.
Judge.
All right, and probation may need you to help.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
In conclusion, this hearing reflects the serious consequences that come with criminal charges and the importance of understanding every part of a legal agreement before accepting it. The defendant, Jose Afrin Pantoja, agrees to a plea deal that places him on deferred adjudication probation instead of serving an immediate prison sentence. However, this outcome is not simple or without risk. The court clearly explains that the agreement comes with strict conditions that must be followed for several years, and any violation could lead to the case being reopened and a possible prison sentence imposed. The judge takes time to ensure that the defendant fully understands what he is agreeing to, including giving up the right to a jury trial and accepting ongoing supervision by the court. This moment shows how important it is for defendants to be fully aware of their legal rights and the consequences of waiving them. It is not just a formality, but a critical decision that can affect the rest of their lives. Another important part of the outcome is the discussion about immigration consequences. Because the defendant is not a U.S. citizen, this agreement could have serious long-term effects, including possible deportation or restrictions on future immigration opportunities. The court also addresses a family violence finding, which creates permanent legal restrictions and affects rights such as firearm possession and certain family-related privileges. Overall, the hearing closes with a strong reminder that legal decisions carry weight beyond the courtroom. Even though the defendant avoids immediate incarceration, the conditions imposed by the court require full compliance, discipline, and responsibility moving forward.